Hello friends, this video on matter and magnetism part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 9 before going ahead with part 10. Now we will discuss some points or some terminologies related to the helical motion. I told you about the helical motion, but there are certain terminologies related to the helical motion which basically defines the helical motion, right? So we will discuss those terms. The first one is radius of the helix. So what is radius of the helix? It is nothing but, radius of the helix would be nothing but the radius of the circular path which it traverses. So it is the radius of the circular component of motion. You understood, right? How did we get that helix? The helix is nothing but combination of the circular motion plus the linear motion. So the radius of that circular motion is the radius of the helix. So how do we determine the radius of the helix? As I told you that the magnetic force which acts on the particle. Right now I am talking only about the circular component of motion. So for the circular component of motion, the magnetic force which acts on the particle, that acts as the centripetal force. Right? So what is this magnetic force? This magnetic force is nothing but Q into V cross B. Now in this case, so this is Q into V cross B. And centripetal force is nothing but mv square by r, where r is the radius of the circular path. Now what is V cross B? It is nothing but VB sine theta. And what is theta? Theta will be 90 degree, because right now we are talking about the perpendicular component of velocity. So the velocity is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So this will be QVB is equal to mv square divided by r. So this V and V will get cancelled. So from this we can say that the radius of the helix is equal to mv divided by qb. So this will be the radius of the helix. The next term is the frequency of rotation. What is frequency of rotation? That means how frequently the charged particle is rotating. That means how many rotations is it completing per second. That is the frequency, right? So how can we find out the frequency of rotation? Let us try to do that also. We know that velocity is related to, linear velocity is related to angular velocity this way. That is, velocity V is equal to R into omega, where omega is the angular velocity and R is the radius of the circular path. Right? So from this, we can say that V by R is equal to omega. Right? Now, we have already derived an expression for R. So we can put that, so it becomes mv divided by qb. So this becomes qb divided by m. This is angular velocity. Now, what is this? This is angular frequency. So this angular velocity can be written as 2 pi nu, right? So this is equal to qb divided by m. Therefore, frequency becomes equal to QB divided by 2 pi m. So this becomes the frequency of rotation, right? This term describes how frequently the charged particle will complete one rotation. How many rotations will be there per second. Next is the time period of the circular motion. So obviously once we have found out the frequency of rotation, it is very easy to find out the time period. Time period is nothing but 1 by frequency of rotation, right? So this will be equal to 2 pi m divided by qb. This is one way of finding time period. Also you can find out time period like this. Time period is nothing but the total distance travelled divided by velocity. So what is the total distance travelled in a circular path? Total distance travelled is nothing but the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, divided by velocity, which is v. So here we put the value of r, where r is mv divided by b cube. So here v and v will get cancelled. So you get 2 pi m divided by qb. So you get the same value for both the cases. So this is the time period. Time period is nothing but time taken by the charge to complete one revolution. The fourth term is pitch. What is pitch? Pitch is the distance moved along the magnetic field. Now, when you are covering this circular path, at the same time, you are also covering some distance linearly. For example, here, if you see, the circular motion is there, but at the same time, there is some linear path which is getting covered. So, this distance which is covered along the magnetic field, that is called pitch. That means in this case, we are considering the parallel component of velocity. So what is the distance moved? Let us denote pitch with P. So the distance moved will be nothing but velocity into time. So velocity in this case will be the parallel component of velocity into the time period. Why time period? Pitch means the distance which it has moved while the circular motion has covered one revolution. That means when one revolution is covered here, how much distance is covered? Linearly, right? So this will be, the velocity will be per parallel component of velocity, and time taken will be the time period of one revolution, right? So this V parallel multiplied by 2 pi m divided by QB. So this becomes the pitch of the helix. So these are the four terms which describes a particular helix, that is the frequency of rotation, radius of the helix, time period of the helix, and the pitch of the helix. So I hope that I am able to explain you the kind of motion which a charged particle has when it enters an external magnetic field. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.